Listen up, please!
I'm glad you're here.
Mind orgasms and fantasies.
By the way, I want to say something that I absolutely love.
The back of my head may or may not look like a pug.
Somebody's misguided. The younger generation,
If you can wipe your own ass, then the other guy gets shot.
and I don't know that you notice it, but I do.
We found out who we truly are, which is a bunch of assholes.
Most of the time, it's because I'm turned away from you.
Why did you buy the vibrating strap-on pillow?
But there's something that I absolutely love.
Oh, I couldn't be happier.
Now, there was a time when we had to hide and we had to be quiet.
Right now, he's wearing a tinfoil hat.
Have you ever heard the term misguided? I've been misguided.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Welcome back to episode number 40, part 2. This is the second part of our two-part episode on bad dates. This part of the episode, you will hear our listener-submitted story, as well as Jen's very own bad date. Speaking of Jen, she is joining us again on part 2, as we are joined by the same people as we had in part 1. So Sarge, Matt, Maynard, Jesse, Jen. As always, we can be found on Twitter at MusingPodcast. I am at MuseKnuckle. Sarge is at Bastard Prophet. Matt is at Neglected Taste. Maynard is at Maynard. Jesse is at the Jesse Miles. And Jen is at Jennifer824. We can also be found on our website, www.misguidedmusings.com, and on Facebook. You can subscribe to the show on Google Play, iTunes, Podcast Addict, and I guess pretty much anywhere you can put in our RSS feed. All right, so we've got 2 more stories to go. Let's get to the whole root of this whole experiment, which was that our listener submitted a story that we all need to listen to.
To the root.
I've been asked to protect the names of these innocent folks.
It's like SVU.
One's kind of innocent. I'm going to preface this story. There's going to be a point where you're really going to question things and be like, why the fuck did this person let that person do this? Now that I've said this, Romeo and Juliet, right? We'll do the classic names here. Romeo and Juliet. Does that work? Does that work? All right. So
did they kill themselves at the end?
One wishes she had. So
I see.
So here's the thing. So she was setting a blind date.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yep. By someone who she considered a friend at the time. And she was given Romeo's number, and they had been texting back and forth, and just, a little chit-chat here or there, getting to know each other. And at one awkward moment is that he remembered her work schedule from the first time she ever texted it to him. So he would text her the minute she got out the door at work and ask her how her day was, and yeah, right. So he started off as a wicked creeper.
He's got the hair doll that he keeps making every time he sees her.
That's what you'd expect, and
yeah.
It gets worse because they would be talking throughout. So they'd be talking throughout the day.
As Maynard is making a hair doll right now.
And it's Christian
shit, which is weird.
It's Sarge's hair. Don't worry about it.
Well, I hope it's not one of my wife, because he's going to be very disappointed.
Certain things come out about his personality. Apparently, he was a minor league baseball player. That's his big claim to fame. And he used to.
And he's in defeat.
And he used to drive a Lexus.
Things are bad when you're like, I used to have a nice car.
Yeah, she considers herself kind of a gearhead.
He used to have a Sebring.
She likes she drives a Jeep that she loves doing things with, and he drove something that made her go ugh when he told her. So
right.
Anyway, so yeah, he was a big shot minor league baseball player. He's a
Is there such thing as a big shot minor league baseball player?
Oxymoron.
Yeah, his name is Trot Nixon, and he went on to play for the Boston Red Sox.
Don't we call them quadruple A players?
We call them Paw Sox players.
No, because a quadruple A player has done some time in the majors. This guy was double A at best.
He didn't even get.
Yeah,
right,
I'm guessing he was double A at best. So anyway, they've been going back.
I
don't
know
forth.
what the A's mean. I don't like
enough
baseball.
to get pussy, and that's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Although
interestingly enough, that was the same story I used when I went to England for a week.
Good idea.
Bunch of
Right,
rich
it worked.
dudes
Were
hitting
you a
a
cricket
ball
player?
with a stick. I
They
really
were like,
don't
"Oh,
give a shit."
baseball. I don't know what that is because it's a stupid American sport. Of course, I'll have sex with
Also,
you."
interestingly enough, the same story he used to try and get it this time. So
Huh?
do you guys want to take a guess at when the first dick pic came through?
Day 2.
That night?
It was
10
it
minutes.
was a little while into their discussion. I guess the more appropriate question would have been when is the right time to send a dick pic? Because it's not when you're talking about your nieces and nephews.
It's
Oh,
when
not
you
always.
ask for one, and that is the only time it is acceptable.
Yeah, that's not when this happened. And
I figured, or this wouldn't be a
in
story.
fact, Jen, I think by the end of this you might throw up in your mouth a little bit. So I can't.
I think I already am. I got one on deck. Let's do
All
this.
right. So
This podcast studio reeks of vomit.
Is that the title?
Yeah, right. Romeo
Write it down.
Romeo decided to talk about how much of a big shot he was, that he owned Providence Bruins season tickets, because that makes you a very important person. And so as it got closer to the game, it turns out that he shares Providence Bruins season tickets with a cousin. And then as it got
His
closer,
ex-wife.
as it got closer to it, and they were preparing to go to the game, he had to let her know that he was picking them up at will call, because when you're a season ticket holder, that's what you do apparently. So the night of the date comes.
Big time.
She goes to her parents' place to pick up her pepper spray that she left there, and she goes out on this date. And the whole thing was that he was going to drive down, and when he gets there, he's texting her, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, I don't want to drive. Would you mind driving down to Rhode Island?" So,
Please tell me he has a mass ID.
no, he does.
Because basically, when I see a mass ID, I always think to myself, so how many DUIs is it?
No, the story gets better. The story gets much better. So
Sorry, Jesse.
He's gearing up.
Listen, I don't have a car.
he offers to pay for gas. And so she's like, "Oh, okay, cool. I guess I'll drive." And so he also offered to pay for parking. And so she gets out of the car to go get gas. And the whole idea was that they were gonna go out to dinner and then go to the game. And he makes this half-assed attempt to pull his wallet out. And she's like, "I'm already out of the car and have my card in the slot. Don't worry about it." And so she pays for gas and they go on their way. And 45 minutes into the drive, they're still not even in Rhode Island yet, and the only thing that they've discussed is his own legend and him trying to bang prostitutes in Amsterdam when he was out there. Mm-hmm.
Trying.
There should be no.
They're
trying
they're
this.
in windows with red lights.
Yeah,
It's
well,
like the thing.
It's legal
He
too.
tried.
That's
to
the whole.
bang them.
I know.
You need money though.
Was it like a moment of personal morality?
He didn't realize it wasn't like BJ's. There are no free samples.
You couldn't
They
pull out the
should
wallet
give out samples.
afterwards.
They should give out samples. That would be a great idea to build a business.
It'd be even more fucked up if they did come with toothpicks too.
Judging from this man's picture, which I will send to you all, he goes to the BJ's line for samples a lot.
I mean, that's the only reason to go to BJ's.
Please send the picture.
Jesus, great.
So
I'm glad we all love BJ's. We're not sponsored, but we hope to be.
No, that's why I won't say anything bad. I like the company.
If we get a BJ sponsorship, I'll be a happy podcast.
And they're top 100 companies to work for every year. Not that I'm going to
Really?
work for them. I don't want to work for them, but people do,
I want a $150 TV. Nice.
right? That's what I'm saying. Continue. I'm sorry. I derailed it. I apologize.
no, that's quite all right. It's quite all right.
Listen,
So-
lady, this is Jordan's show. You're stepping on his show.
That's what we do as a gender.
It's good. It's
Yep.
good that you do it.
Yep.
I'm happy for you.
I'm happy for you.
You make babies and you take over shows. That's good.
Only by choice.
You totally choose. You're like, you know what? I want a vagina. Let's make that. Let's.
Wouldn't that be fucked up if we found that out? Since you don't
Yeah.
remember anything from when you're in the womb, if you were like, no, you literally choose your gender.
You pick that thing?
Then you picked wrong at age 10 and you can't tell anyone because you'll get your ass kicked.
Oh man, this has been a weird show. Continue, Jordan.
So
What a good one.
So I just want to go into what they're wearing for this date. So she prepares for this date, and she is like, "Oh, I should probably dress nice, and instead of wearing one of my many forms of
One of my
Bruins
many
apparel."
frocks.
Well, the one thing to know about Juliet is
I need
that
to grab my
she's-
Bruins frock.
the one thing to know about Juliet is that she's probably one of the biggest Bruins fans I know, and so
The way you said it though is you're like, what the you should know about Joanne is she's one of the biggest people I know.
No. So Joanne, if whatever we're calling her now, she owns like nothing but Bruins clothes.
Short
And
of
so
the
she
popcorn,
went
large.
out of her way not to wear them. And this guy showed up in
He had his
a
face
front-
painted. He had like the hockey puck, the Bruins logo painted on his face.
he showed up in a front-facing scally cap with a generic Boston jersey.
Oh, what a tool!
So it's a walking stereotype.
Yeah, it was literally a jersey that just said Boston across
You ready to
it.
go to the fucking
Oh, like
game,
when
kid?
you get outside the tee, like when you get out of the
Yes.
garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mhm.
Oh god.
Looks like we can get 4 more drinks.
The zippers
I
don't
hit
line
big
up
on these
both
$2
sides, and,
scratch
like,
tickets.
The hood
cross
is like only a triangle.
They hit the fucking scratchy kid.
Dude,
Boy,
we gotta hit
so-
the packy before we get down there. I need to get a couple of little nips of Jameson, and then maybe I'll mix it in with this ginger ale, and we'll have a real fucking wild time, kid.
I usually smoke Marlboros, but these Marlboro Smooths will buy one get one, so I fucking. It's almost like I'm scamming CVS at this point.
It's not too bad. It's like half menthol, half regular, so I'm not too much of a queer, you know?
You ever have Orbit gum? It's kind of like smoking Orbit gum.
So they finally
Kid, you
get down.
Irish?
They finally get down to Providence, and he gets lost on his way out of the parking garage.
Of course.
Where he's a season ticket holder.
Opiates will do that.
So they're hanging out during the game, and he paid for 2 beers. They never made it down to eat in time, which comes back in a very funny way later on. So during the game, he just kept dropping the word "nigger" constantly in regular conversation.
God.
Mind you, he's just this 350-pound white kid.
Yeah, it sounds about right. That's generally who says that all the
And
time.
all he talked about was his sexual prowess and how good he is, which leads you to the game being over. Now, funny story.
Looks like someone's dad pushed them to succeed regardless of failing.
She received a text from one of her friends checking in because she was a little concerned, and the text read, "Has he eaten you and made a lampshade out of your skin yet?" He saw this text on her phone and pointed out that she may have received a text from a friend. So that was
He's
kind
like, well, I wasn't thinking about making a fucking lampshade out of you, but she has some pretty fucking good ideas. Do you know if she's available to
Arts
hang
and
out sometime?
crafts.
I was thinking
Yeah,
a fucking
dude, I'm so-
ashtray, bro. Don't give me more credit than that. I got
Let's
a
go to
fucking
fucking
ottoman.
Michael's, kid. What do you think?
all right. So the game's over.
AC Moore.
Game over, and she's got to take the long drive from Providence back to Quincy, and
I don't know which state is more shameful.
she realizes that there's not a liquor store. Yeah, right. She realizes that there's not a liquor store anywhere going to be open in Quincy by the time she gets there. So she pulls off
Don't
at a
you
random,
ever fucking come to Quincy, kid.
pulls off at a random exit, hits the liquor store, and there's a KFC across the street. Now the reason I bring this up is because
Oh, I know. I think I know.
Oh no.
Of course there
Is
is.
it a
Oh,
KFC Taco
no.
Bell?
She
Would it
can't-
happen to be a KFC Taco
she
Bell?
can't stomach KFC, and he kept asking if there's anything over there she'd like because he loves KFC.
Of course it
And
does.
so
350-pound white
Which
guys
is weird because
love
of his
KFC.
proclivity to use the not okay word.
yeah, right. So he kept saying, "Oh, you sure there's nothing over there you can find?" Because they had not eaten yet. Well, as far as she's concerned, he hasn't eaten yet, and she
He's sitting in the
definitely hasn't
passenger
eaten
seat going, "What do you want? Boston Market like a queer?"
yet. So she goes in.
Fuck you, kid.
She was offering. She was nice enough to buy him a 12-pack of Bud, and
Of course it was Bud.
Heavy?
Bud Light. No, Bud Light. And
The fucking Quincy Diet, kid.
And-
Bud Light Heavies.
and she
Bud Light Heavies and 15 milligram Percocets.
You know that fucking craft beer? I can't stomach it. I gotta drink 4.4.
30s if you know a guy who knows a guy.
So she picks up liquor and booze, liquor and beer, and they start to drive back up to Massachusetts. And he finds the only open Chili's in the area and decides that that's where he's going to take her for dinner. And so she gets the menu. They're sitting down to eat, and he's like, "Oh, do you know what you want yet?" And she's looking at the menu. Goes, "Yeah, I have a couple ideas." And he takes the menu from her hand, flips it over to the back, slides his big fat sausage finger all the way down to the 2 for $22 and taps his finger.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
With purpose.
God.
So this guy's a real winner.
Oh,
Can
what
I
a
be honest? Why did
scumbag.
she fucking? Why was she just not like, you know what?
I don't think he's even to
I
the
have
point
to go.
where there is a. Does it keep going
Oh,
from
yeah.
there?
All
Oh,
she
yeah.
all
Oh,
she needed to
Jesus
say was
Christ.
like, all
How
she needed to be like,
distant was her father?
be like, kid, I have my period, kid. We gotta go. I gotta go buy some tampons, kid.
This is what happens when you don't hug your
Here's-
daughters. They put up with this
Here,
shit.
so there's gonna be this
Yes,
is
true.
where I started the questioning the decision making on this end. But let's continue. So he orders for her when the waitress comes.
Oh, God.
Oh God!
What a
I hope
gentleman.
He gets raped by 1,000 bleedy AIDS dicks.
Bleedy
Dude,
AIDS
I'm a
sticks.
fucking gentleman, kid.
So he orders.
At
He
Chili's.
orders.
If you
the-
order from a woman, someone could run into the store and snap your neck, and I'd be like, I applaud this man.
so
You know what? Here's the thing. It's not even like it was like a French restaurant and he spoke French.
That's what I'm
You're in
saying.
fucking
Chili's.
well, he spoke Chili's. Duh.
God, I hope this guy ends up on a beheading video on a site I don't want to be on.
So
Oh my God.
And what's
Still
sad
have
is
the
this was
burrito
probably
bowl.
his best date ever. That's what's
This was
probably...
the best. He still tells people, like, kid, she was fucking smoking,
so
I hope the next time I see this guy, he's getting yelled at in Arabic, going, "Read the card."
all right. We gotta get through this. We gotta get through
Oh
this.
God, I feel bad about that one.
kid. You shouldn't. That was fucking
All
good.
right.
That was pretty good.
That was
All right, we
really
gotta
good
get through
stuff.
this. So the 2 for $22, for those of you who don't understand the finer dining at Chili's, you get an appetizer and 2 entrees for $22.
It's actually known as the ISIS special.
So he orders this plate of like cheese fries with jalapenos on it, and
Ugh.
then he orders 2 of their finest.
That's what did it for you, Matt? The jalapenos?
No.
It literally
Threshold. This is the
No,
threshold.
That's what ruined his evening.
I
Up
agree
until
with
now,
Matt.
it was okay.
If you're ordering some shit on a date with jalapenos, you have given up all fucks you give about the
Yeah,
date.
well,
Well,
it's
it's
just
just
like...
not getting any, or you're gonna fart all over the place.
Give me cheese and spice. Let's go. This broad's into me, bro.
Clearly, I'm not getting any. I might as well shit my fucking brains out, kid.
Little queso
He
too,
just
kid.
basically ordered the train wreck fries.
Do you guys want to hear what they got for entrees?
Oh no.
No, I don't want to.
2 of-
just go ahead.
2
yeah.
of Chili's finest plate of chicken fingers and French fries. So the meal shows up, and he literally eats the entire thing of cheese fries,
Yep.
like picking
Why wouldn't he?
everything.
Why
Like,
wouldn't he?
even the dried cheese that comes at the bottom of the skillet.
Oh,
Literally
God.
eats everything off of the cheese fries.
Can we just hurry the story up? Because I
Why
think
do
I'm going to throw up in a
Did
little
he
bit.
get in there with the knife?
That's like shit you don't
Scrape
do
it
till
off.
you're comfortable Dutch ovening a girl. Like, you know, that's like a year in.
He was also ordering tubs of ranch for the table.
Ugh.
I
Just-
just hate him so much.
Can I get his address for later so I can go to his house and throw shit at his door?
Do you think he's still alive?
So
I think I actually want to fight him, and I haven't wanted to fight somebody since fucking
just
fifth
wait,
grade.
it gets better. So
Oh,
No.
God.
yep. So he also
I
downs
wish
the
he had
entire
a
plate
job
of
at
chicken
a
fingers
French
and French
cartoonist.
fries. And
These chicken fingers were so fucking good,
In-
kid.
Dutch.
They're better
sorry.
than Dairy
at this
Queen.
point, we're gonna say Joanne or Juliet, whatever, has not eaten anything.
I think I met pedophiles more charming.
And she, he keeps talking about wanting to go into her place because she's currently renovating her place, and so he's like, no, it's I don't, nobody's coming up, and he's like, oh well, I just want to see it so I know what it looks like, before and after, because this guy's already planning.
After,
Hold on, this guy's
what?
already planning their future because he's already proceeded to find out how many kids she wants. To which she said,
God
hold
damn
on,
it.
hold on. To which she said, I'm not thinking about kids right now. And he goes, well, you're not getting any younger.
Wow.
Oh,
So
So he's basically a
Ouch.
Southie grandma.
yeah, right. So he works his way up into her apartment with her. And as she's unlocking
Bad
the door,
choice of verb.
hold on.
She has low self-esteem.
She should have dialed 9-1 and then the other one when he got out of the car.
He forces the door open as she's unlocking it and walks into her apartment, probably about halfway in.
Story's getting darker than I wanted to.
And so she goes
don't
down
like
the
this.
hallway in front of him and locks her bedroom. And he invites himself in, and they're sitting down, and she's trying to drink the night away. And this kid just won't stop talking.
It's not smart when you have an aggressive dude that you don't want in your apartment to be like, oh, I'm just gonna get
Hold on.
trashed.
Hold on.
Maybe empty the bottle and have it ready as a weapon.
That's true.
So it gets to a point where she really just doesn't want to be in the same room as him, and she's like, I have to take my dog out. To which he says,
You know where I kind of didn't want to be in the same room as him? At the fucking Bruins game, like 20 minutes before this whole thing happened.
So she says, I have to take my dog out. And he goes, oh, don't worry, I'll wait right here. And so
She should have killed her own dog in front of him. That would have got him to leave.
so she
He's gonna sprinkle everything in her apartment with pubes.
She's been like, I
That's
gotta
just
take
what's
my
gonna
dog out,
happen.
and he's like, I'll wait right here. And then she should have been like, sorry, Sparky, and slit his throat in front of him. Just
Actually,
like,
he
fucking-
doesn't have to go.
so she leaves and takes the dog for a walk.
And calls the
Mhm.
police.
And she realizes while she's walking the dog that this guy, who she doesn't really know all that well other than talking to him,
Is now smelling all of
is
her panties.
literally
Yep.
up in her apartment by himself.
Yeah.
So she comes back up,
He's just licking them.
and he did the equivalent of a real life dick pic. He was sitting on her nice couch, bare ass naked, with his dick in his hand.
I was in his hand.
He's jerking
And he
off
says,
on the- on
and
the-
he says,
I understand that part, but just logically,
and he
why?
says, do you like what you see?
Oh.
And she's
God
she's in
damn it.
shock, and she goes, I don't.
How could anyone not fucking know by this point that it's not
At
going to
this
happen?
point, she's in shock, and she says, I don't know if I gave you the wrong impression, but nothing's going to happen tonight. And she had said this a couple times throughout the whole evening, but clearly he ignored it. So he says,
Clearly.
do you mind if I jerk off?
Oh.
Mother.
So she says, well, his dick is in his hand already. You got to do what you got to do, but it's not anywhere in my apartment or on me. And he grabs a towel and just jerks it in her living room into her towel.
Do you maintain eye contact?
She didn't look away. She didn't look at him at all. She like looked away, like couldn't believe that it was happening in her apartment. And to make things worse, he kept talking during it, like, oh, you like
Oh.
this, don't you? And yeah, mhm.
Oh
No.
my god.
I think more he was like, so you like hardwood floors? You a Bruins fan?
Yep, this
You wanna
happened,
go,
and then
You ever seen the Dropkick Murphys, kid?
It'd only be worse if you just the entire time went 1877 cars for kids.
so this is where I question.
KARS come for. Oh shit.
So that was pretty bad.
Please tell me she writes for
Well,
like
so,
some.
so he left, and
magazine
the
dating.
following days happened like this. A few text messages came out about wanting to hang out. She said,
I think he hung out.
No,
enough.
my friend. I was just gonna say you've already hung
she
out.
said
plenty.
no. I'm not interested in hanging
No
out.
to all the ladies in the audience. Cover all of your towels with Tabasco sauce.
Good idea. Good idea.
Icy hot as well.
Crushed up
so,
Altoids. Just like
He kept texting her the next day,
Cinnamon.
and she never answered. So he said, "I'm off to bed. Have a good night." I have pictures of the text messages, and a couple days go by, and so now we're at Monday.
Oh, is this part of a case? Is that why?
So now we're at Monday.
Cold.
And
Cold.
this is
This is just like cold case files. This is just like
this
cold
is
case
literally
files.
there are no responses. I have the actual pictures of her text messages. I get the hint. I thought we hit it off both into one another. Not sure what I did, but I will leave you alone. Good luck.
Not
Not
sure
sure what I
did.
did.
Not sure what happened there. Could have been me jacking off into your towel. Could have been the 2 for 22. I'm not sure. But if you could just call me back, I would appreciate
could have been that
it.
you're a whore, you know? Could have been that.
Could have been the racist words at the Bruins game.
And
Dude,
the
all I'm
racist words
saying-
at the KFC, and the racist words on 95, and
First of all-
93,
first of
and
all,
Route 3.
I was trying my hardest to pull my Boston whaler in your harbor. I understand you might be a muff diver. Just let me know. I'm open minded.
Are you a lessee? Because that's cool too. I don't mind the carpet munchers.
Are
You guys
you
are great.
are you not a carpet
So first of
muncher?
all, let me rephrase this. Monday morning, she gets the text message that says, "Good morning, beautiful."
Please tell me it's a dick with a smiley face drawn on.
No. So
That would have been artistic value.
and then he sent the I get the hint off. I thought we hit it off. Blah, blah, blah. Nothing. She still hadn't responded. So she hadn't responded from Friday night through, or from Saturday through till Wednesday now. And then she gets this gem on Wednesday. I'm insulted. I thought you were better than that. Better than just ignoring me. I did nothing wrong to you. You led me on. If you didn't like me or intend to see me again, you should have just said it instead of acting like this. I needed to say I'm deleting your number now. And that was it.
Also, I liked fucking your towel.
Where did you buy
Actually,
those towels?
So
Actually, it was
fluffy.
Tremendous.
Did you get that at Bed Bath and
To make it
Beyond or
worse,
Caldor?
for those of you who
Anybody else miss fucking Bradley's?
Ames.
Dude, I went to fucking Needham Center and went to hit and miss.
Oh man.
It was a miss.
So to make things worse, it was one of her Bruins playoff towels, like the ones they give you. Yeah, she.
Oh,
so that's somewhere.
No, you'll never get that.
That's
towel
on her.
back.
That's on her. Straight
She
up.
let
She
it
handed
happen.
that to him.
She's like, it's all right. I got
Hopefully
it on
it's the one where
layaway.
they
That's,
blew the
uh,
3-1 lead.
That's in a landfill somewhere, probably getting a seagull pregnant.
Yeah.
This story makes me so fucking sad on so many levels.
Oh
But
man, I
honestly,
can't wait
at
to
the
make
very
you
end of it,
sadder.
It really comes down because I'm just kind of mad she
Well, it was
stuck
her
around.
apartment. Like he wouldn't leave, and then finally,
She could have just been like,
Yeah.
"Fuck off, dude.
well,
Go or I'm
and
calling the
I
police."
questioned that too. But I mean, you're in shock when you see a guy just jerking it. Like he was dry dogging it on her couch.
Listen,
Like,
I was in the army.
ah.
All right, I've seen enough people jerk off to know that you say, "Hey, I'm not going to play that game.
I don't know, man.
I don't
when
want to
you-
see your penis."
That's
Sergeant.
why I say fuck carrying pepper spray around. Women should carry around a bottle of lighter fluid because you get sprayed with that if someone's holding a bic and you're like, no.
I mean, I'm just
leave.
gonna. I'm gonna. I mean, if I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt because I've never had a 350-pound guy ruin my towel on my couch.
That's
I
true.
have.
You never had slain fucking intimidation.
Oh man. So
Sorry.
that is the story of Romeo and Juliet on a date from hell.
That's horrifying.
Hey Jen, you have some thoughts?
I mean, there are so many mistakes, but I think we really kind of narrowed it down to the fact that she didn't get hugged enough, and that's okay because we all didn't get hugged enough, but this time it just really came to bite her. Yeah. It's just you make bad decisions sometimes, especially when you're like, maybe he's good in bed. He wasn't because
Yeah,
it didn't
right,
happen, obviously.
Well, it happened for him.
But well, I mean, it could have.
happened.
It
He was
could
good in
have. Yeah.
couch.
The problem is some bitches love that. They like just someone that wants to be around you. Like, and that will be enough. But you've seen it. Like, if some girls will just settle just to have someone who just wants to like just exist next to them.
Yeah, I don't
You
know
know?
if that was the situation. I
And
think
it's
it was
just a bad match.
That's a bad date.
No, I'm saying that like it would have been good if that was the type of person that she was. She obviously wasn't. And it was a bad
Yeah.
match.
Yeah.
He'll find someone,
Well,
or
I
he'll
mean,
die, or both.
I think
Definitely both.
I think
He'll
he's
probably
more,
die.
I
He'll
think
probably die.
I assume diabetes.
He'll at
I
least
think
die.
he's more
sometime.
Well, it's probably his heart's probably really trying to give up on that.
I mean, the ranch dressing really kind of ruined it.
I'll bet
mean,
there.
It wasn't even
Heart
the worst
disease.
part. That's the sad thing is that the ranch dressing wasn't even the worst part.
No, there were so many terrible parts.
But the ranch
racism,
dressing is kind of
the
the
not
ranch dressing is
paying.
kind of like a warning, though. Like basically, if somebody likes a lot of ranch dressing, you're probably a racist.
Yeah.
or
Is
you're
that-
gonna
can we
ruin
agree?
one of your towels later.
One way or another, that towel.
The
is
correlation goes
Sometimes
both
you
ways.
shit and have to use a towel, and it just oh wait, you're talking about something else.
Wait.
Oh boy, yeah. So that was I felt bad hearing that story because I was like, oh no,
Yeah.
this couldn't have happened, and
Yeah.
then it did. It did.
I think
Yeah.
we have one more date from the female perspective.
I have so many bad dates that I had to narrow it down just to one. I really went on a tear when I was single because I was in a relationship for 10 years. So this right when I first was single, I was on Tinder like a normal human being, and I was swiping in this really, really hot black guy. I had never slept with a black guy. So I was like,
Oh.
oh, he's like really hot. And I'm like, okay, so I started talking to this guy. This already is starting out great.
It's not
It's
who
like
you're
you're
thinking
like,
of.
I've always, but like now I know who you're dating, so it's kind of like I always wanted fresh lobster, but I guess I'll just buy it at Stop and Shop.
No, you get the imitation crab. You gotta get the imitation crab meat.
I know who you're talking about, and guess what? He came second.
Oh God.
Oh
Listen.
my God, no, that's not true. I know he always comes first.
Okay.
No.
Sounds like
So I know this is supposed to be first date, but it's gonna be like it's gonna be second date because the first date was just to make sure that we weren't gonna it was just to make sure he wasn't catfishing me. He was
He
the
wasn't
kind
gonna wear your face like a mask.
No, I thought he was catfishing me because I thought he was too attractive. Like he was like stupid pretty. Like all of his pictures, he knew he was very good looking. So I had him meet me at work. I worked at the mall at the time, and
There
And-
was your first mistake.
no, I
This
just
is
wanted
where
to.
I work.
No, it's I work in a mall. Like I mean,
If
I
you
just,
ever need to find me, come to this building.
yeah, with cameras and security, it's fine. So he took me out to dinner, and it was fine. He was nice, whatever. And I may or may not have blown him in his car in the parking lot, but it's fine. It was just for a second. But the grossest
Just
part
for
of
a
it
second?
was, yeah, I was like, I need to go. But,
Oh,
yeah.
just gave him a little blowjob.
I just gave
not
him like a lollipoppin', you know? It's just he literally whipped his dick out and said, "Do you like chocolate?" And I was like, "I can't believe I'm gonna fall for this, but you're super hot and I'm gonna suck your dick." So I did. And so he called.
See, everybody makes a mistake.
No, this is not the mistake. The mistake is the next date.
Oh.
So
Oh, no.
I
Did
was
he get you pregnant?
no. Can you believe it? Another failure. I keep trying.
You must have bad credit.
Okay.
Oh, she's not blonde. Oh no!
This is the best episode we've ever done.
All right. So I was actually still living at my ex's house. Yep. I know it just keeps getting better.
Side note.
Side note, was still living at my ex's house. It was actually I was paying the rent, so it was kind of like fuck off. But
Side note too.
yeah. So we wanted to get together because like we kind of wanted to have sex, but I found out he's 33. I found out that now he's 34 probably. I found out that he lives. He's a truck driver. He's a truck driver. He lives with his mom, and he has
You drive a
two
truck once, doesn't
children.
make you a truck
No,
driver.
he is a truck driver. Like he is like like the big the big fucking
Like
huge truck.
Cisco.
Yeah, like Cisco. Okay, whatever. Actually, he kind of looked. He had his hair dyed blonde, and he had it like he looked like Chris Brown.
didn't mean the
The
wrong
problem
way.
was
I
he looked like Chris
meant
Brown.
industrial
This
Oh,
is the
come
problem.
on, you fell for
Listen,
that?
no, he dyed
He
his hair
sounds
after
like
I
a
met him. Okay,
huge douchebag.
he is a huge douchebag. I haven't even gotten to why. So, because he gets borderline abusive, but like I'm fine. Don't worry. But so we make plans to get a hotel. So I'm like, okay, well, where do you live? And he's like, Brockton. And I was like, this is a mistake.
So we're gonna get a hotel, not in
So he
Brockton.
got a hotel in Brockton because he decided he was gonna he offered to pay for it. So when I get there, because
Class.
I also I
class.
bought matching lingerie because I'm a trashy hoe. So he gave me the number to the room. So I go up to the room. He got like the only smoking room at like
Those still exist.
it, they still. That's what I was like. I was pissed because
They
I
do still
just
have
I
them,
can't.
and I'm sorry to cut you off. They do still have them, and the only reason I know this is because when I had joined the military, they were sending us off to basic training. We had to stay in this hotel before they drove us to the airport to drop us off. And the hotel that we were staying in was a hotel that still had smoking rooms. But I was the only one who was old enough, like not like old enough, because everybody was like 18 or 17, but they put me in a smoking room and no one else had one. So all the kids that were leaving for basic training all came into my room and we all smoked cigarettes like fucking chimneys for like 8 hours straight because we knew that we were not going to have a cigarette again for 6 months. So they
Yeah.
do still have smoking rooms in Massachusetts.
Yep, they do. So I get there.
But then again, this
Come
was
on.
not a year ago. It wasn't a year ago.
Hey,
It was
Sarge,
in
remember
2007.
when we started out and talked about the rabbit hole? Did you bring us down?
All right. So I get there and it's a smoking room and whatever. So he like welcomes me and immediately we have sex. It just is literally as soon as I get in the door, the clothes are off, we're having sex. It was pretty good. Basically, I was at that point. I was like, I just sat in traffic because I just got here in rush hour. Yeah, not
You
good.
walked in the door and you were like, "Throw it in me."
Exactly.
Yikes.
So
Yeah.
we had sex, and it was a first time I had sex with a black guy, so it was something. It was definitely something.
Progressive.
So yeah. So he finished. He wanted
So
to.
she checked it off on her
Yeah.
list.
So we took
So
a
wait,
shower.
I'm confused.
After, what's
Are
up?
we just checking it off because it wasn't good, or was it just like moderate?
It was large.
I feel like we're
and
just
that's the
glazing
thing.
over
no,
the
no, no.
sex.
Side,
You're like,
side-
I've never had sex with a black guy.
No,
and
it
it
was
was sex.
no, it was.
Let's move
That's
on.
the thing is, it wasn't remarkable. He was just big. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, and he was also uncircumcised, which turns me off. But I mean, it's not something I hate. I'm always surprised. I'm like, oh, like I did not expect to see
There's
that.
extra stuff.
Yeah.
Is it even grosser if the foreskin fills up?
Ah.
She's like, what's wrong with your dog?
Oh shit. So we take a shower afterwards, and after we get out of the shower, he's like, so I gotta go to basketball practice.
Oh god.
And I was like,
I'm
He
sorry.
plays for his local
I'm
church.
sorry. Did you meet this guy on Tinder or did you meet him on Stereotype
dude, he's
Tinder?
so
I'm confused.
he's such a stereotype. He said, I have pictures too. I should send those pictures of him too.
Here's
And-
me and Tyler Perry.
Exactly. So
did
so
he
he's
play
like
for?
I was like, you're 33 and you're not pro. Like, what are you doing? Like, so he's like, oh, it'll just be like 2 hours. I'll go and I'll come back and I'll bring some food. It'll be great. So 5 hours later, I've been sitting in this
Well, I mean,
hotel
black
room.
people are predominantly late. Isn't that the stereotype?
I didn't even know that was a stereotype. I grew
overtime
up on the
time.
North Shore. I had no idea. This is like the third black person I'd ever met. So I'm just kidding. But
Oh,
close,
no.
but
I
close.
was 5th.
Wow.
As in, like, I just whatever. And so he leaves. He comes back 5 hours later, and I'm like, "Can you please bring some food?" I'm like, "I'm really hungry." And he's like, "Oh, well, why don't you order some pizza?" And I was like, At this point, I'm starving, so I ordered Domino's because it was the only thing that was open. He got home. He got to the hotel so late that the only thing that was open was Domino's. So the pizza gets there, we eat some, we have sex again because we're like, we have a hotel, why not have sex again? And I'm blowing him, and I look up and he's recording me blowing him.
Oh.
Oh. World Star!
So
No?
yeah.
With the
Yeah.
dog
Was it
Snapchat
World
filter
Star? No?
on.
The thing, I was like, I freaked out. I freaked out.
Oh, no.
I really did. I freaked out so hard. I was like, what? But not enough.
You should have bit him.
I should have bit him, but you know when you just get scared, like you just like no, there was only flight. There was no fight
Like a
in
deer
me.
in the dick lights.
Yeah, deer in the
At
dick
least you
lights.
left.
No, I didn't
At
like
least you left.
you misunderstood. Flight as in like get away from the dick and not bite it off. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
So he's like, I'll delete it. He wouldn't delete it in front of me. Keep in mind, this guy is like 6'3",
Did he at
and he's
least say World
jacked.
Star?
What?
Did he at least say World Star? I'm sorry.
Nobody was filming vertically. They don't know how to do portrait mode. They
I'm
just
so
don't know
sorry.
how to
This
do
is-
portrait.
This is a fucking terrible story, but it was like the first thing that came to my head when I heard
No, go for it. I don't give a fuck. I turned out all right, so it's fine. You can laugh. So
Okay, I'm sorry.
She's still
Continue.
breathing, so there's
Oh
yeah.
my
So
God.
I was like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna go to sleep. So we went to sleep, and he had promised me he was gonna take me to breakfast in the morning, and we were gonna go apple picking like a good, I don't know, group of people. I don't just
What?
shut up. That's what we were gonna do. Okay, we were gonna.
So
do
wait,
that.
after you found him,
He
filming
wanted to
you,
watch
No,
it.
no.
Like,
This
you
is no.
still,
We
you were
those are.
still like, oh, let's go apple
I'm
picking
it
dumb.
anyway.
makes total sense. They
I'm
get,
I
dumb.
really love Macintosh apples.
guys, it makes total
So-
sense. They get to watch white people pick something for once.
Oh, that's funny.
You're welcome.
So we wake up. He will not go. He will not go get. He's like, there's continental breakfast downstairs. I made sure it came with the room. And I was like,
I made sure it
So
came
you're
with the
not
room.
really
Meaning
paying for
it's a
breakfast then.
hotel.
exactly, exactly. So and then he's like, so I know we're gonna go apple picking, but I just have to like go to this trade school and just like talk to my finance counselor really quick, and then we can go. And I was like, I'm all set. Bye. So I left.
Is he going to school for filmmaking? Because I think you might get an F in that class.
I was so upset. And you know what? I didn't even, the thing is I'm so dumb. I am really, that I didn't even realize how terrible it was until I went back to work and I talked to my friend and I was like, this is what happened. She's like, that, Jet, you can't see him again. You can't. What are you doing? Why are you still talking to him? He didn't delete it? What? Like, she didn't get it.
She literally couldn't see him again. It was nighttime and he was wearing all black.
He was actually very light skinned, so that doesn't work.
God damn it.
Yep.
You just had to stomp on.
Did his shoes match his shorts and his shirt and his
Fine,
hat?
then it's like Key and Peele in a sandstorm.
He's Cape Verdean. I don't know.
Somebody's
heavy
moving an
furniture.
oven in the background. Did you guys hear that? What the fuck is that?
Yeah, no, I heard it.
That's probably the most actually terrible first date / second date I ever had. He was really pissed too. Like when I said I was just being crazy, I was like, "Can you just please delete that?" He's like, "You're just being crazy. I'm not going to show anyone." And I'm like, "Yeah, but like you should have just offered," because I said, and it just was not good. So it's there.
So if he had
If
said,
someone
like,
just
"Hey, can I
searches
film
for
this?" you would
white
have been like,
bitch
"Go
sucks
for it."
Cape Verdean cock, you'll probably see me. So go for it.
Oh,
Siri.
Siri. So is he a cab driver?
I did not find anything, so I think you're okay.
Haven't seen it myself.
Maynard
either.
would be the expert, so I think you're good.
All right. All right.
I did not go on
My,
Gold Star though.
There's
So I
your
could check
mistake
there.
right there.
My search bot returns nothing.
Live stream also doesn't have anything. I think you're good.
Awesome. It's on like 4chan
Wow,
only.
that is the worst. That is the worst story.
Is it really
You
though?
win tonight.
I
That is probably
worse
the worst.
than the
I think,
guy
out of
who
tonight.
jerked off on the towels.
Yes, because the difference is there was no film.
Maybe I could have helped her case. If there was film, it would have made it better.
All right. I think this is probably a good time to wrap it up. Thank you all for joining us on this episode.
I got dates to plug.
Can I get to the wrap up?
No!
first?
April 9th,
All right,
Comedy
everybody.
Studio.
So,
April 12th,
Going
check
forward,
scene.
no, stop. Listen,
April
stop.
16th, I'll be in New York
Stop
City.
it.
I will not
Hey,
stop
I'm just gonna
it.
mute it. I'm gonna put you in timeout. Do not make me move you to timeout. So, going forward, this won't be how episodes go. We will give you guys
Legendary.
So sorry about
Yes,
this
it
episode,
will.
y'all.
we will do fun episodes with themes, but we'll also actually give you guys some stupid news and
This is the
different
worst show we've ever
storytelling,
done.
and,
Sorry
uh,
about
It's
that.
not.
it's definitely by far the longest show we've ever put on.
But the funniest.
And
I
so,
think.
please subscribe to the show on iTunes. You can follow us on Twitter at Music Podcast. I am at Muse Knuckle. Sarge is at Bastard Prophet. Maynard is at Maynard. Matt is at Eclectic Taste. And Jesse is at the Jesse.
And Jen is
Miles.
at Jennifer824.
And Jen is at Jennifer824.
And honestly, guys, if you have anything you want to hear us talk about, please feel free to at me at Bastard Prophet on Twitter.
He totally loves the
or-
It
attention.
does.
And also, if you want to take, one of Jesse's profile pictures and start your own Twitter,
It's an
be
unnecessary
my
thing to do.
guest.
The Jesse
No.
Miles. Just
No,
keep
we're
adding
for ease.
Or
One of my favorite ones is we
Listen,
Jesse
if
Miles.
Jesse
Or if
Miles
you-
on
if you
Twitter
just
just
spell
spell
it-
someone named Jesse Niles who never tweets.
if you really want, you could do at the Jesse Miles with an
Nope.
IE, so
It's not a thing you wanna
JESSIE. Or you can
Motherfucker.
spell Miles with Y, MYLES, like Miles.
Oh, I
Standish.
hope you all get
Those are all
curable
things that are
STDs.
totally
I like
acceptable.
you, so I hope it can get cured.
Or Miles from the Punchline.
No.
Okay.
God damn
and,
it. You Scottish son of a bitch.
You can also follow us. You can also follow us on Facebook and at our website www.musicatamusics.com. Jesse, you got dates to plug.
I do, and they were pulled up earlier when I was shouting. On the 16th, I have a show in New York City. It's at a hostel. I don't know the exact address. I'm a little scared, but it's my first New York show.
Bring condoms.
You're gonna get killed.
It's on Easter. I think that's the only thing that has to happen.
Yeah, I got a Sunday show on Easter.
For
I'm
the sun to rise,
I'm taking a
a man must
12:30
die.
bus home.
Thank you guys for joining us, and I guess Jesse, it's your show thing.
Yeah, you're welcome, and we're sorry.
We're really sorry this
Sorry,
time.
guys.